discuss with your team whether these deportations would run afoul of any recent court orders?
No, I do want to thank, however, the president. He has been unbelievable, and in relation to us. But I think that our people have done an incredible job. I got elected on the basis of getting bad people out of our country that shouldn't be here, very dangerous people out of our country, and that's what I did. And then you have a judge that wants to take over, and I can't imagine it can be allowed. If it was up to him, they'd all be put back in our country. These are killers. These are drug lords. These are really bad people. But I want to thank the president of El Salvador because he's done an amazing job. You saw it. Yeah.
Elon Musk's special government tenure is coming to an end, 130 days, I think another month.
Yeah.
Do you want him to stay longer, or is it time for him to go back to running his companies in Europe?
Well, I think he's amazing, but I also think he's got a big company to run, and so at some point he's going to be going back. He wants to.
Would you want to keep him around?
But I'd keep him as long as I could keep him. He's a very talented guy. I love very smart people. He's very smart, and he's done a good job. Doge has, we found numbers that nobody can even believe, like 400 billion, 500 billion. It could be close to $1 trillion by the time they end on different things. And he's led the charge, and you've seen a lot of his people. And these are people that joined up. I always say the high IQ people. I like high IQ people. And they've done a great job. No, at some point, Elon's going to want to go back to his company. I will say he's got, despite the way he's been treated, so he's an American patriot, but the way he's been treated with Tesla is just terrible. It's just terrible.
Once he goes
In fact,
back,
you have a Tesla, and you love it. He was saying before he bought a Tesla, he loved it. A lot of people are buying Teslas, I think, and I hope they are. He should not be treated that way. He's done an incredible service to our country.
Well, once he goes back, is Doge going to keep operating even without Elon here?
Well, I can't tell you that. I can say this, that a lot of the people that are working with Doge are the secretaries, the heads of the various agencies, and they've learned a lot, and they're dealing with the Doge people. I think some of them may try and keep the Doge people with them, but, at a certain point, I think it will end. But they have also gotten a big education, and they're doing a really good job. There'll be a point at which the secretaries will be able to do this work and do it very, as we say, with the scalpel. And that's what we want. Yeah, Jeff?
Mr. President, have you had any updates on the U.S. soldiers myth?
Man, I can't fathom why Elon Musk would not be a part of Doge in such a short time. I cannot fathom it. That doesn't make any sense at all. He should obviously stay with Doge. I mean, I get it. He has companies to run, but at the same time, he can appoint CEOs to these companies, and he can just have, you do what everybody does when you're just, the founder or you're on the board. You can just have a CEO run it. He has a CEO running X. He can have a CEO running Tesla, SpaceX. He can get the best of the best. But the fact, if he steps away from this and it's just federal people running it, I don't see it going as well as it's going right now. I just don't get it. I don't like electric cars, never had, but I don't like the mass hysteria vandalizing. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I think he should stay. You can't have people who are a part of the government running it. You can't. That's why it's working so well right now. Because Elon Musk is running it. He has a bunch of people from different tech platforms running it. To have him all of a sudden not in it. And yeah, he's probably tired of the heat, 100%. But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. They're not going to suddenly just wear away just because he stepped away from Doge. If Doge is still working and it's still doing what it's doing, they're still going to point at him. And even if they're not pointing at him because of that, they'll still point at him because he got Trump elected. He's not going to all of a sudden just quiet down and say nothing. I mean, before he bought X, a lot of people don't realize he was the most interacted with account on the platform, and then became the biggest he's He's been very outspoken the whole time. It's not going to stop. He's not going to stop calling out the left. So it's just going to continue. It's like Joe Rogan right now. Every time Joe Rogan says something, he's not interviewing Trump anymore. He hasn't interviewed Trump. He didn't go to Mar-a-Lago like he said he was going to do. So what's the issue? It's because he's Joe Rogan. He's the guy who helped Trump. Elon Musk will forever be the guy that helped Trump. Like, what can you do? Oh, I forgot I can ban these people when they do this. What is this? I can just ban you? Okay, great. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop. Quite honestly. I love the transparency. Yeah. And then that stops. I don't think people, the Doge site, doge.gov, that'll still be going. But you have to think about that. Will the transparency keep up the way it's keeping up? It's not just that Doge is doing these things and people want to know about it. It's also the factor of Elon Musk. It's just like Trump. Trump right now is doing a great job. But if another president with less charisma was doing almost the same type of stuff, you wouldn't care as much. There's something to Trump that's making everybody want to watch him and listen to him and the way he does things. And that Elon has that same thing. We talk more about Elon than we do JD. It's not that JD's not doing important work, but Elon just has that thing, and it makes eyes go on him. And if he's involved with the government abuse and the fraud and et cetera, then the eyes of the public will be on that as well. There's something to that. There's something very important to that. Because if he goes away and it's just guys, and you're just like, oh, Doge is just doing what Doge does. I don't know. Who are the guys? Let me see the guys. One of you was nice enough to actually message me about Mike Waltz and who his wife was. Right? I was talking about Mike Waltz, and I was like, oh, this guy can't be trusted, this, that. And then somebody sent me a message and broke down who the guy's wife was. And I was like, oh, I was right. I didn't even know when I was right. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to think about that. You really got to think about that. I would be very sad to see Elon Musk go. I think he's somebody who should be within that whole thing ongoing. I get it. It's a lot of heat, but I don't know. They're attacking Teslas. Eventually that will dry up. A couple of more guys are going to get 20 years in prison for doing absolutely outrageous things, just like that Paul Kim guy did. And then people will start to realize, okay, I think I need to step back. Right? People wanted to do things to Joe Rogan. I'm sure Joe Rogan has many stories about people trying to do things to him, but he kind of just has his security and people can't really get to him, even though he's on stage literally like 30 minutes from here all the time. People just can't get to him. I think he should suck that up, man, because if he is tired of the heat, because it's so important what's going on. What they're finding is so important. And why stop at 2 trillion? If the country's in this position where it's, 36 trillion? Why not go for 6 trillion? Why not go for 10 trillion? Why not get America in the greatest absolute position it's ever been? Ever. Why not go for that? Why stop? As long as Trump is president, Elon Musk should be a Doge. That's my thinking. I can't see it any other way. I gotta be honest. Who's Mike Waltz's wife? Oh, she's this lady, Julia. She's a part of something called the Atlantic Council and the World Economic Forum and a few other things, actually. She's a part of a bunch of things. A bunch of things that don't like Trump. So this actually makes perfect sense that he would have that journalist's number. I'm gonna do. I should have just pulled up the clips. I'm gonna do an episode on that. I'll probably do it on the next live, where I'll talk extensively about her. Follow your gut, intuition always. No offense, but there is no good women right now. I'm not offended. I got maybe the last one. That's it. I don't know if there's any other ones. I don't know how all these people are against him, don't want to stop the government waste, especially after seeing what they have already found unless they are the ones making money off of it. Of course, I mean that's the only explanation. Word bites, yeah. That's the only explanation. It doesn't make any sense. Especially regular people. Regular people being like, what are you telling me where my tax dollars are going? How dare you tell me where my tax dollars are going? This is crazy. How dare you find out that there's this process in Social Security and make it easy for my mother and grandmother to get their social. How dare you do all this? What normal people are thinking that? It's so odd. But there are. There's always these weird people who have this issue. I shouldn't even say weird. I don't know if it's weird or brainwashed or if they are just contrarian to Trump. So no matter what he's doing, they're always going to push the other way. I don't know what it is, but there's always people who have an issue. Or maybe they're just misinformed, a lot of them. You know, I remember back with the pro-Palestine rallies, there was somebody interviewing a girl and they're like, why are you here? And she started talking and then she realized she didn't know why she was there. And then she turned to her friend, she asked her and she didn't know either. And that just happens sometimes. And I'm sure there's a lot of that as well. Because, you know, there's a little bit of broken telephone. You don't really want to question your friend group who all has this like-minded opinion on Musk. So then you're walking around the public as an adult saying, oh, well, he's stealing tax dollars. And then somebody who's not a part of that friend group looks at you and goes, stealing tax dollars, how? And you just go, and you don't know. You don't know because your friend group didn't give you a breakdown and they don't actually know and it's not actually true. So you're just out there on your own. It's like, I don't know. They said it over there and I like him and we hang out on Fridays. So I figured I'd just say the same thing. There's a lot of people doing that, man. There's a lot of people doing that. If he exposes the corruption, they'll go after him. Yeah, he already said that on Rogan. That makes sense. If she's a Trump hater, lots of corruption in politics. Yeah, of course. Respect, coach. Big love to the wife and kid. Thank you. Many people are just scared to change, even if it's for the better. That's 100% true, man. A lot of people are just afraid to have things rocked. But also, again, there's the whole aspect of they don't want Trump to make it better. If they could just be in a position where he makes things worse, and then someone else steps in from the other side and they make things better, even just a little bit, they feel good. They're just like, okay, good. Because it's not about things getting better. It's about their world making sense. So if they're in a world where all of a sudden Trump is the one that makes things better, and they've been on this whole thing of hating Trump for almost 10 years, it's so hard to undo all of that. They're like, wait, hold on. What do you mean? He's doing good stuff in the government? No. That's not the world I live in. He doesn't do good stuff. He does bad stuff. He's a Russian agent. He's a racist. Racists don't do good things. All of a sudden, it all falls apart. You know, for some people, that's a red pill moment. For some people, that's reality shattering. And they don't want that reality shattered. You know what I mean? Gates has been shorting Tesla for years now. He has a lot to gain from Tesla going under. I know. That's why they don't work together. Because Elon Musk is like, do you still have that short on Tesla? And he's like, yeah, he's waiting for Tesla to do bad. That's a very interesting part of it too, you know? It's definitely broken telephone because I have a close childhood best friend that is liberal and she's very brainwashed. Oh, yeah, of course. And they go along with it again because it just makes sense. It makes everything make sense. It doesn't make, when you look at it, if you have a certain mindset and then you see RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek, JD Vance, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, all of these people who are supposed to be a certain way and now they're leaning another way and they're all coming together and they're all doing good things and they're all calling out what's going on in the world. It just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense. It could rattle your brain. If you're not ready to just kind of flow with what's going on in the world, it could rattle your brain. Like, I don't know how I'd react right now if AOC started calling out the left. She started calling out the left and then became an independent and then became a Republican. And AOC's the one kicking in the doors and finding all the waste. I'd be like, whoa, hold on. Wait a second. Which AOC is this? Is there another AOC? I'd be like, hold on a second. Gavin Newsom's like, we're going to seal that border. We're going to seal that border. We're going to make sure everyone who's not supposed to be here leaves. Okay? That's what we're doing. Day one. He becomes president and starts doing the greatest things presidents have ever done. And Trump becomes his mentor. And they hang out together. I'd be like, hold on a second. Wait a second. Wait, no. I wouldn't know what to do. Oh man, but you never know. AOC always makes me instantly think of a bad car brand from the movie Idiocracy. Yo, Roland, what's up? You came in here hot. Yo. Probably so. Now they will rally to make it shoot back up to the moon. Insider trading at its best. That's a thing too, right? Should look into who actually Gavin Newsom promoting voter ID. See, imagine Gavin Newsom just scraps that. He's like, yeah, exactly. Promoting voter ID. Yeah, exactly. That would be one of those things where you'd be like, wait, what? And he'd be like, if he was just like, I was wrong, and we need to know who's voting. We need to know who's in the country. I'm tired of all this. You'd be like, what's happening right now? He's lying. That's what you'd start. That would be where a lot of people on the right would sit. They'd be like, he's lying. He's lying right now. There's no way that this is what's happening. You know? Joe Rogan gets a sex change or something. You'd be like, whoa, hold on a second. What? And he's just like, I'm Joanne. And you'd be like, oh my God, what's happening here? He's still jacked. What's happening? First time on Twitch, just testing the chat. Yeah, you're here, man. Gavin is slimier than a cockroach. That's not slime. That's hair grease, man. That's hair grease when it comes to Gavin. Trust me. All right, let's keep listening to this.
Missing and with the way